Okay, guys, this is the second part of chapter 3, which is Humble Pie. So this is part 2. Brother Tom found Brother Andrew in the frantically busy hour before lunch. Brother Andrew was vaguely aware of him as an obstacle in the congested pathways of his kitchen, but took no notice of him for a moment, then nearly walked into him on his way back to the pantry with a huge cheese in his hands. "Whatever it is you want, brother," he snapped. "Whatever is it you want, brother?" he snapped. Tom looked at him, but felt as if his tongue was stuck to the roof of his mouth, and just stood there clenching and unclenching his fists as red as a beetroot. "What in heaven's name ails you, man? Do you want anything or no? Can you not see how busy I am?" roared the old Scot. "Father Abbot sent me," whispered Tom huskily. "Well," said Brother Andrew, perplexed as well as irritated. "Here, take this to the pantry. Mind you wrap it well," he said to the passing servant, handing over the cheese. Tom fell to his knees before him, his hands clenched into fists, unable to look up. The old man's face softened, and a glimmer of amusement came into his eyes. He had noticed the absence of the pie as he went into the pantry this morning, and he guessed what this was all about. The bustle of the kitchen ceased as several pairs of curious eyes and ears gave their full attention to the scene. "Brother, I humbly confess my fault. I came down here last night and stole a piece of pie from the pantry, and I ask forgiveness of you and of God." Tom thought it was probably the worst moment of his life. The kitchen was utterly quiet. He felt a bony hand on his shoulder and looked up into old Brother Andrew's eyes, which were dancing with merriment. "Brother, I esteem your courage," he said. "God forgives you, and so do I. Father Abbot is a very hard man." Tom got to his feet without a word and stumbled out of the kitchen. Once through the door, he stood still and took a deep breath. For the first time since eating the wretched pie, his heart felt as light as a bird. It was over. He set off cheerfully for the vegetable garden, and turning the corner, almost collided with Father Peregrine. "I did it," he said exultantly. "Did you? Well done. Let that be finished with, then. You need not confess your fault to the community," said Peregrine, and then stood there, eyeing Tom thoughtfully for a moment, as if there was something more he wanted to say. "I was looking for you," he said. "What did Brother Andrew say?" "He said he esteemed my courage," said Tom shyly, "and he forgave me. He grinned at Father Peregrine, and he said Father Abbot is a very hard man." Peregrine continued to look at him thoughtfully, and Tom was just beginning to wonder if he'd said the wrong thing when slowly, awkwardly, Peregrine knelt before him. Tom was horrified. He knew it hurt badly for the abbot to bend that crippled leg and knee, and he didn't even kneel during the office. And besides that, he was covered with embarrassment, anxious lest anyone should come around the corner and see his lord abbot kneeling before him. "I humbly confess my fault, brother," said Father Peregrine. "When I was a novice 25 years ago, I too was hungry in the night, and like you, I crept down to the kitchen and I stole 3 pies, and I ate the lot. I was never found out, and to this day I've never owned up to anyone. I ask your forgiveness and God's for placing on your shoulders a burden I myself was unwilling to bear." Tom was utterly astonished. He could not even imagine this man, a novice, hungry, struggling with temptation and failing. All he wanted to say was, "Oh, for heaven's sake, get up!" But he knew that was not what was required of him. "God forgives you, and I forgive you, Father," he said. "Oh, please get up." And he helped Father Peregrine to his feet again. That was not the end of the story, though. That evening, in the hour before Compline, when the novices had gathered in their community room in the novitiate to relax and converse, there was a knock on the door. Opening it, Brother Cormac was confronted with Brother Michael, Brother Andrew's assistant in the kitchen, smiling at him and carrying a tray laden with pies, one for each of them, steaming and fragrant and delicious. "Father Abbot sends these with his compliments," he said. "He asks me to say that he thought the novices might be hungry. Also, he bids me to tell you the recipe is his own, and it is called humble pie. He says he has tasted some himself today, and he finds it very nourishing." The candle guttered and went out. It had burnt to the end. "Good night," whispered Mother. "Come down for a hot drink, Melissa, if you want one." And after laying the sleeping Cecily in her bed and tucking the covers round her, tiptoed out of the room. And that is the end of part 3.